Welcome to another episode of Comedy Wham Presents with me, your host Valerie, and sometime kitty co-hosts Miss Purrington and Mookie. ComedyWham.com is your place to go for features about all Austin comedy. In addition to podcasts, Comedy Wham brings you articles, album reviews, our advice column, our Cap City FPIA page, my Austin Chronicle articles about the Austin comedy scene. Check out our listing of festivals from across the country and the world. And have you read my Yee Ha 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 How Austin Made Texas a Comedy Powerhouse article in the barbedwire.com yet? It's my most comprehensive article about comedy yet. Our most popular feature is our events page for live comedy shows in Austin, Houston, and DFW, where 100% of the entries you see come from comics and producers. Click the Submit a Show button from the top of the homepage or events page to fill out the survey to get your show listed. It's free and easy. Tag us on your Instagram stories and we'll share your show promo to our followers. And we also offer paid promo boosts on Instagram. Speaking of events, come check out our monthly Canyon Grill comedy show in Lakeway on first Wednesdays of the month. Want to support these resources that we provide? Well, you can donate to Comedy Wham on PayPal, Venmo, or even Patreon. Click the Support CW icon on our homepage to see the ways that you can help us. Our podcast launched in 2016 to bring you funny people and their stories. As a fan, I like to delve into a comic's background and motivations and will usually take a detour along the way. Consider the interview a way for you to get to know the folks that make the Austin comedy scene one of the best in the country. If you like this podcast, please rate and review us. I'm pausing because I think I just need to say make the Austin comedy scene the third coast of comedy, because that's my trademark phrase that I coined in the LA Times. Yeah, LA Times. Okay, enough. Today, he's the host of the long-running The Feedback podcast, on a slight hiatus, I might add. Mm-hmm. He is the producer and host of Record Play, a music trivia show, and I think a handful of other news shows this year, too. We'll talk about that. And as always, you can browse his Instagram feed from all the comedy festivals and apparently reggae cruises around the country that he's attending. And it has now become our year-end tradition to talk about the year-end comedy. So I'm excited to have mon meilleur ami, Comedy Wham présente notre guest. Invité, back.
Bonjour, comment ça va tout le monde? Je suis de retour. I am back, no pun.
Yay. Yes,
sorry, I hate that joke.
We have to do it.
So thank you for having me again.
Yeah.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. I can't believe how busy 2024 turned out to be.
Yeah, and I think 2025 will be worse. That's my fear right now. I think I thought I would I'm gonna chill a little bit, but no, the universe is telling me you need to get off your ass some more and be out there and then do stuff. So yeah. I'm happy to be here again.
Yeah. Well, let's just kick right off and talk about the challenges that we issued to each other last year. I think you met yours. I think I did. I think I met mine, but in a different way.
Okay, so just to recap, my challenge to you was to become I think I said Stephen A. Smith or something of comedy. Like you're the go-to, if you want to know what's up with Austin comedy, you go to you. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And I think at the time I said it had to be on TV or in the newspaper.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So no TV. And interestingly, and this is not intended to be shade at all, I think my relationship with the Austin Chronicle kind of fizzled a little bit. They had some very, very significant not turnover, restructuring that happened in January of this year.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
So I did publish some pieces in the Chronicle. The last one I published was the Cap City winner, Liz Splatt. But that was the last story that I pitched or that they accepted. And then since then, they haven't asked me to do anything else, haven't asked me to pitch new ideas. So I was kind of bummed because it meant there wasn't going to be my year-end, 10 comedy stories in Austin. So that was kind of a bummer. That is kind of a bummer. And maybe they'll reach out for 25 and,
They're late
whatever.
now.
Yeah.
They're just gonna catch. I mean, seriously, Austin Chronicle, you gotta wake up because it's bigger than ever.
Yeah.
Comedy's bigger than ever.
It's kind of crazy that they kind of.
It's called the Austin Chronicle.
Yeah.
Just get your shit together, guys. God damn.
But do you remember the name Brian Garr? He's like
Yeah.
an old Garr
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
comic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he started a position as senior editor at thebarbedwire.com, which is a progressive Texas-focused publication. So think Texas Monthly, but very openly wearing their liberal and progressive.
Without all the galas and
Yeah.
the real estate ads and all that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, good.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all
And
Texas Monthly is.
Online only. So I was kind of feeling that way about the Chronicle and decided, well, I don't know. I don't know that Brian knows me super, super well. We were on a show together at the end of last year. So I feel like we kind of reconnected. And I pitched this idea of a couple of comedy-related articles, and they said, yeah, do the one on Texas comedy. So that was like my most comprehensive piece I've ever written.
Wait. Oh, no. I didn't want to laugh. I didn't want to put the laugh. I wanted the clap one. My bad. It's not a joke.
It's fine.
It's not a joke. There we go. Congratulations, Valerie.
Thank you.
Yes. All the best.
Yeah, so it was very exciting. That one came out a few weeks ago. I submitted it in early October, so I was kind of waiting, and I'm like, well, I read their site, and I'm like, I don't know if this really like fits exactly in the type of things to do, because they cover a lot of political topics,
Yeah.
culture. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they just decided they didn't want to publish it. But it turns out it was just the election threw everything for a loop,
Yeah.
and then just kind of easing into the holidays and Thanksgiving, and then it finally came out. And
I read it. That's probably the most comprehensive piece.
did you like it?
Yeah, I think.
Like, even if I'm not standing here begging for the affirmation.
No. I mean, first of all, it's coming from me.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
can take
Yeah.
if I say it's good.
Yes. That's
Not
true.
that you need my approval. Maybe
Yeah.
you do. I don't know. But I'm saying it really well written, really comprehensive, really take you through like the rise of the comedy scene
Yeah.
and what are the impactful moments, from the mothership and Creek in the Cave and so on. So yeah. Good job.
Yeah. Thank
Good
you.
job. Can
Thank
I put
you.
the clap?
Yes.
There we go, Valerie.
Yeah.
You did it.
So I'm hoping I get more opportunities like that to write like bigger.
Did they
pieces.
tell you this is going to be a recurring thing? Or
They did say that if I have other ideas, they'd love to have me pitch some more. So,
what is the goal?
well,
What do you think? What would be the goal for you?
for me is to write a few more pieces for them, so that as I write more comprehensively, that maybe some national
Oh, okay.
publications
That's
kind of
big.
pick up. Yeah.
That's big.
I want to be the Omar Gallaga of like Texas comedy. Basically.
Yeah, Omar does the tech stuff.
Yeah. Well, no, he does everything. Like, did
Oh,
you
that's
read
right.
his
Yeah.
Whataburger piece?
No, I didn't.
It's really good.
I didn't know you wrote that one.
He writes about everything, and he writes so well about everything.
Yeah, Omar's good.
So Washington Post, he has a piece on Whataburger and the
I didn't
change
know
in the
that.
scene. Yeah. And you can kind of skirt the paywall.
Okay, I can figure it out.
Yeah. But it's good, and it kind of captures a lot of feeling like, I'm a longtime Texan, so
Yeah.
Whataburger, of course, I grew up with, blah, 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 but
Yeah, Shake Shack, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? In and Out. Your fries
Yeah,
are
go fuck
soggy. I'm sorry. You gotta get out. Whataburger's the truth. You can't come
Yeah.
up here trying to claim best burger and we already have one.
Well, but I know from the one that's in this area, the service sucks, and the food comes out cold, and it's like it's lost its luster from what I remember from my childhood and having burgers with my dad and whatever. So he kind of captured some of that, and I thought that was so cool. But the reason I bring him up is because I look up to him in terms of his like broad reach, and he on my post about it, he's like, this is such a great article. So I'm like, oh my God, if Omar says this,
Go Omar.
oh shit. And then he's like, I'm convinced there's nobody that knows the comedy scene like you do. And I'm like, Oh shit.
Okay, what counts more, my opinion or Omar's? I'm kidding. I don't. It doesn't matter. You got
Well,
you
you're
got
my
two good
friend,
blessings.
so,
you
you
got
know.
two good blessings.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying. So yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
So I mean, if it turns into a weekly, like here's what's going on,
Yeah.
or here, the new specials that dropped, or
Yeah.
your review of whatever special, like there's something there.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
something there.
We just picked up a new writer, so that's kind of exciting to help with writing some of the podcast episodes. And I did start because I'm officially an empty nester now.
Yeah, you be in them streets now. Valerie in them streets. I saw you like twice in one weekend.
Yeah.
Valerie's in them streets, guys. Watch out.
So I started doing like little show reviews, and that was fun.
Uh-huh.
Like going to different, not the like straight up stand up shows, but like I went to go see Mimi and Holly's Drive
Mimi
Yourself
Myers?
Crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
So I put a little review about that, and then I reviewed Garrett Buss's Daddy Stronglegs. So like unique shows, not the straightforward. So that was fun because it's cute. They get so excited when they get a little write up and they get something that they can use to promote themselves too. So that was fun to do. But then something happened where, like, starting in October, I was just like, I can't go out. There was some kind of like scheduling thing, or it was just made it harder for me to get out to go see shows.
And now,
Hopefully things calm down that I can.
okay, you still doing the one in
I'm
Lakeway?
still doing my Lakeway show.
Nice, that was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed because I had planned, because I always plan my lineups like way too early in advance. So I'd planned, because the first Wednesday lands on January 1st, and I'd planned with their approval a show for January 1st, and I was so excited about my lineup, of course. And so I had cleared it with apparently the owner. Yeah, the owner of the venue. But last month, the GM, my contact, said, yeah, the CEO doesn't want to do it.
Because of the date, or because
Because of the date.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be a hard pull.
Yeah, but I wanted to,
Hey,
wanted to do it. I
by
wanted
all
to
means.
kind of change the format a little
Sure.
bit to make it more like a dinner theater type of experience.
Ooh, with a view.
Yeah, with a view. And so between the CEO and the owner, the CEO ended up winning, and so we're not doing our January 1st show.
So you got a February one.
But I do have- yeah.
I still can't say that freaking month.
February.
Black History Month.
Yes.
That one, the second one.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So you're still doing it monthly, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
So still doing that, and then
Uh-huh.
I started taking improv classes.
Yes, you told me about that. I want to know. Okay. I'm really excited because you said you wanted to get back on stage.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And we talked about open mics, and then when I ran into you, was it at the Silver Goat show? Melissa's joint.
Yeah.
I think that's what you told me. Yeah, I'm
that's
doing
where it
improv
was, yeah.
now, and I'm like,
Yeah.
ew. All right, how you like it?
I love it. I'm an improv nerd now.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm still doing my show, and I'm hosting my show,
Yeah.
of course. And it has made such a difference in my mind when I do stand up.
It's a different muscle.
So
it
different.
really is.
Yeah.
It's
I
like you
trust
got to.
myself. I don't give a shit if I
That's
prepare.
the thing. You cannot get. You don't.
Yes.
You don't give a shit.
Yes.
If you don't give a shit and you just go with it,
Yeah.
I mean, it's so different.
Yeah.
I've never tried it. I feel like it's something that, maybe I'll try one day. But it's something that I feel like when I have conversations with people, that's kind of like. I do a little bit of that
Yeah.
to some degree,
Yeah.
but not like I'm on stage and someone says, "So we're in a parking lot, then there's a monster." Okay, shit, there's a monster.
Yeah.
It's a lot to process at once. And props to you.
Yeah.
How long you been doing it now?
I just finished my level 2 class.
Wait, there's levels?
Yeah, there's 6 levels. And
It's like
I'm
judo,
in.
karate,
I'm in.
or something. Like
Yeah,
you got to
pretty
go
much.
take
Yeah.
a test and then you move
Well,
up.
I don't think you take a test. You just have a showcase.
And then you move.
So,
What's
and then
the
you keep-
criteria to move up?
Nothing. I mean,
Is it
I don't
time?
know
Is
that
it hours?
I don't know
Is
that
it-
they fail anybody. It's a
That'd be good.
It's 8 weeks is the class, And the instructors, they just kind of work on different principles of improv with you, and you're always playing scenes and practicing.
But what's the difference between level 1 and 2?
Level 1 is just like a pure introduction. Here are some basic concepts. Here's how to edit a scene. Here's a little bit of an introduction of object work. And then level 2 is more of a focus on, okay, now you've got a little bit of the basics. Let's focus on really being present in the scene. So don't try to come up with a joke. Just kind of let a relationship between the people on stage develop a little bit. And then naturally there will be humor that comes through.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I got out of the difference.
And
between level 1 and
it goes
level
to
2.
level what? 99?
6.
Like what's
No, level 6.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's what? Next 6 months she'll be there, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then what? You can take stuff from the audience, and then you can just go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
But there's different formats, so I think over the next 2 classes, 2 levels, we'll learn a little bit more about the different formats that exist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did one of my favorite shows that I did it twice. It was at Pinballs, is run by Norman Fisher.
Okay.
It's actually, I'm doing something similar tonight, where you do your set, and there's an improv group that watches your set, and then they just do improv on your stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like your jokes come alive.
Yeah.
And that is impressive. Because I've seen improv. I used to go to, there was one festival a few years ago in September. I forgot the name of it. It's not Altercation. It's another one. But anyway, where I try to understand what the rules are as I'm watching it. Like, how do you go from one scene to another? And how do you know when to jump in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So 2 people can be going at something, and then a third person comes in and throws a whole, like, either they go like this with the arm, like they just walk across the stairs, like, all right.
Yeah.
Like,
Fresh.
Etch a Sketch, we just reset, and it's fascinating to watch. I mean, I love it. I love those shows because, it's like, okay, I just gave you all the material. Now go do your work your magic.
Yeah. Angelina Martin does the slide in the DMs, and it has that same format.
Oh,
It has
okay,
2 stand-ups, and then there are improv players that bring that to life.
Yeah, I'm doing one tonight with Ernest Evans.
Oh, yeah, he's
the
great.
Act Out.
Oh,
Yeah,
my God,
I'm doing
he's
that one
great.
tonight. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. So then the next segue, kind of blending these things that have been happening. I did the Derek's Tilted show at the end of last year. It was the first time I'd done stand-up in a while. And that was amazing. So I guess, for me, end of the year is when I squeak something like that pushes me and challenges me. So Cold Town, which is where I've been taking my classes.
Yeah.
Cold Town put out a call, and I can't remember if it was like broad distribution or just to, students and whatever. They said, hey, our New Year's Eve show plans fell through. If anybody has an idea or show that they want to run, let us know. And I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, surely somebody else has, pitched
You are
an
Valerie
idea.
Lopez.
I know.
I'm trying to remind you now.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Go on.
But I sat on it for like a few days thinking, should I pitch an idea? So I pitched an idea. And I had just seen how CAP had announced their year-end review show that Mac Blake and Lisa Friedrich put on, which I love that show. If you haven't gone to it,
No, I haven't.
you should. It's on the 28th. It's great.
The 20th?
The 28th.
I'm not here.
Oh, that's right. You're heading out. That's right.
I'm going to Africa.
So I'm like, it's New Year's Eve. You kind of want to do a year in review kind of thing. So I actually pitched an idea of a year in review. And all I said was, well, I know CAP just announced theirs. And that's all I said. And Dave Buckman is one of the owners of Cold Town. I don't think he knew that I run a show on my own. So I have that experience. And he was like, well, I don't know. We kind of need a showrunner. Is that you? And I'm like, well, I have run a show for, years now out here. Also, how about this idea? We bring two stand-ups, they talk about 2024, and then we have players do improv based on that. And Dave Robag's like, love this idea. Let's do it. Can you put a flyer together? So I'm doing a New Year's Eve show at Cold Town Theater.
You can't tell, but there's like 50 people in this room. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm so nervous.
You
and
are glowing right now,
excited,
Valerie.
and,
You
oh
are
my God.
you're red in the cheeks. That's dope.
Yeah, yeah. And through my class, I actually came up with another show idea, but I'm gonna let that one sit a little bit because I want to do that one like perfectly right. Like I want that one to be. It's kind of like your record play.
Yeah.
Like you want to get it just right. You want to think through everything before you like release that into the world.
So let me ask you this, because I've this year I've switched to the producer side as well, right? Which is a totally different set of skills,
Yeah.
and it's something that I've produced events. I've been producing events in Austin since 2010.
Yeah.
Fundraisers with musicians, DJs, artists, all kinds of stuff, and I did as you all know, it's getting so crowded out there that I get it that comics like, you know what, I'm just going to run my own show just for the stage time. And I get it, but there's a fine line between, all right, are you a producer or you're a comic? And when you do too much of one, then the other one kind of falls to the side kind of thing. So on my end, it was more of I've never hosted. I host record play. I co-host record play, but it's a different thing. But to host a show, to get up front, get the crowd in the mood, get them going, introduce the comics, do jokes in between, and basically that muscle.
Yeah.
Right. I'd never done before, and so I was like, you know what, this is another thing I want to add, to my palette. And so I went to Superstition. That was in like May or June. And upstairs, I don't know if you've ever been there. Superstition is a club. It's not known as a comedy anything.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a club. They fly in DJs from all over the country
Wow.
and all that stuff. Yeah. It's on Riverside and Congress. And so I was like, hey, I want to do a comedy show there. You have a lounge upstairs that's perfect. It's nice seating. There's a little stage. There's a light. It's intimate, so it sits like maybe 40 people, which is perfect for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was working with the GM and the program director on it. And so, and I was like, you don't understand. You have an opportunity here because there's no comedy on this side of town.
Yeah.
South of the river, right on the other side of the river, there's nothing.
Yeah.
And that's where all the tourists go. All the hotels are there. South Congress is right there.
Yeah.
And nobody else is doing anything here. So there's a good opportunity. And I pulled it off.
Of course you did.
Okay.
Come on. Come on. Wait, which one is
Everything
it?
I touch. You can do the laugh one. So I pulled it off given that, I worked my ass off on it. I printed out flyers, the QR codes. I put them all over South Congress. I think I went to all the hotels downtown, all of them.
Wow.
All the boutique hotels on South Congress. I went all the way to what's the one with Caroline on Congress. Basically, I even went to the Stephen F. Austin, like all the way up to that.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, comedy show, Superstition, blah, 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 blah. Talked to all the concierge. And they're like, oh, they know Superstition was doing comedy.
Damn.
And I'm like, no, they don't. But this is going to be the first time. And I had about, I'll say, maybe 20 people in there, which is pretty good.
That's pretty good.
And then they pulled the plug.
Ah.
They got in trouble.
Oh, okay.
They got in
That's
trouble.
A little different.
Well, no, but the trouble stuff happened later. But I know there was investigation going on at the same time, or I don't know what was going on. But the point is, regardless, that would have been a good room. do something like that. And I remember I was working with the programming director. She was like, I don't know what to tell you because I think I'm even going to leave this place because they don't believe and they think that things happen overnight and that they just see the dollar sign or
Yeah.
they're like, oh, it wasn't even a conversation. That's the part that kind of frustrated me.
Yeah.
And so, and it was called Comedy Nerds. You've probably seen it
Yeah,
around.
yeah,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
And it was, I have like 5 or 6 comics and then comedy trivia after that. And you win tickets to Record Play.
Yeah.
And so, and after that, I was like, fuck it. All right, I'm going to go to Pershing because they love me over there. So I'm going to do it there. And so I did it in October, ACL weekend. Yeah. I mean, you pick January 1st. So you
I
can't
know,
tell me.
I know, but I got it cleared.
Yes.
So,
No, but
Until it got unclear.
It actually worked out.
yeah.
It actually worked out because it was a lot of.
There's plenty of people that don't want to go to ACL.
We were shitting on ACL the
Yeah,
whole time.
of course.
It was great. It was great, and then it was good crossover because a lot of people from Record Play came to the comedy show, and you'd win tickets to Record Play. So it was like a cross promotion kind of thing, and so I love it because it really allows me to work that muscle.
Yeah.
And whether I'm doing jokes, I'm just talking to people. I think that's something that I actually I really enjoy doing that. So yeah, jumping on that side too.
Yeah.
We'll see. I have another one coming up. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think because you and I kind of have this professional background where we have to be very organized and we juggle a lot
Yeah.
in our lives. So that's a skill that I don't think most 20-year-olds who are out there
No,
trying to say, "Oh, I need more stage time. I'm putting on my own show." That they don't have the wisdom and life experience yet to know there's a lot of angles.
And
to-
there's a level of professionalism you got to have
Yeah.
when you do something like that. The thing is, I mean, I've said this before, and good or bad, it's like you have waves of comedians that move to Austin every day, which is great,
Yeah.
right? I'm not shitting on that. Good for you. Pursue your dreams.
Yeah.
But it start to become like high school all over again, where
Yeah.
you have cliques now of folks, and these cliques they help each other out. They get on each other's podcasts. They book each other on shows,
Yeah.
and then you come in and they go, "Oh yeah, sure," and they give you the runaround, and I'm like, either I send you a clip and you tell me no, or you say yes, but don't say, I don't know, I'm booked out for 3 months. I'm like, no, you're not. You just got here. The fuck you mean you booked out for 3 months? But besides that, it's become. My fear is that it becomes so saturated that either the quality goes down. I'll tell you what, I have more fun doing shows outside of Austin. Way more fun.
yeah.
Yeah, like,
Oh, I got booked on my first show in San Antonio.
oh, good luck.
Yeah.
That's what
No,
I mean.
I mean, I had it already. It's in the past, but that was kind of cool to get to do a show outside of my, known area.
It's like I did Wimberley, Buda, your show.
Yeah.
And I enjoy those way more because those people are out there and they just want to have a good time.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're not getting, people are not like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not entitled, but they're just sitting there with their arms crossed, like, make me laugh kind of
Yes,
thing. They're not in the mood. They're like,
yes.
okay, it's your job to make me laugh,
Yeah.
but I'm not the comedy nerd or anything, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm at a comedy show, and the expectation is up here. It's not just I'm here to have a good time.
Yeah.
Right. It's like there's a little barrier or something. It's
Yeah,
quick to.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I
Or-
do know what you're talking about.
But if
yeah.
you do a show in San Marcos, and these people got like, hey, I don't want to come to Austin. I'm just here. I come down the street. I'm at this bar or whatever, regardless. On a Monday, on a Tuesday, and on a Saturday. So I just want to have a good time. So you're not gonna offend me because I'm already in this I'm in a good mood already.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Or if I'm not, I'm here to have a good time.
Yeah.
So it's a mindset that's a little different.
Yeah.
So I like that actually better.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's talk about let's get into seeing what is the comedy scene like. What were the big stories of 2024? Do you have any that you could think of?
I would say Rogan's special. That was big.
Oh, his special?
Yeah, to me. What was that noise?
Here's what I think of as comedy, and I'm just gonna put it out there.
That's fine. I look. I mean, between that and then the Tony thing at the.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, but that's a culture issue.
Sure.
Yeah.
So the what was interesting to me about the Rogan special, and yes, I mean I didn't like it. I'd seen all these jokes anyway. It's like somebody. First of all, nobody told him that the bright orange shirt
Jesus
was not a
Christ.
good idea. I mean, I don't know what the fuck. That was just bad. And then you do your show in San Antonio.
Yeah. Why? Why?
People drive up here to see your shit.
Yeah.
It's only an hour and a half away. They probably seen your shit already. And
Is that why? Do you think that's why? Maybe because maybe in San Antonio they weren't as familiar with his stuff because he probably does all the same stuff at the mothership.
they probably seen it.
Yeah.
They-
I mean, his jokes are not necessarily the most creative.
It's not. The thing is, it's like the material is already there. It's on the podcast and it's at the mothership.
Yeah, 'cause-
So if you're in San Antonio and you drive up to Austin, you're gonna see that pretty much the same set.
Yeah, but was he trying to fill the crowd with people who live in San Antonio? They don't ever go to the mothership, but they're like, ooh, Rogan's coming to record a special in our town. Let's go.
I don't know that they had a survey out there. Like, did you go to the mothership or not? It's just Rogan is here, and he's trying to turn Central Texas or Austin into a comedy mecca.
Yeah.
And so
Third Coast of Comedy
Yeah.
by Valerie Lopez.
Did you trademark that shit?
I'm trying to.
You did or you didn't?
Well, I mean, every time I see that, I'm like, hey, that's my phrase.
Yep. Then do it.
Yeah.
Do you need to trademark it?
Yeah.
Have you started the process?
No,
to
I have not.
Do it. Fucking do it.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. That's my to-do list.
I can give you some contacts. You can trademark
Okay.
that shit and help you out. I mean, it costs money, but
Yeah, of
at least
course.
you have it.
He says with confidence, I'm paying for college tuition. What do you mean I haven't?
I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, give me some contacts after. All right.
Yes, yeah.
But let's continue trashing on his special. No.
I don't know. It's become a.
And by the way, anybody that's just drive-by listening to us do that, you and I have both seen him perform live
Many times.
many times,
Yes.
and we come with these opinions not fresh.
Yeah,
Not just based on the
exactly. I'm not a. Okay. Here's there was a story going on. So there was Anthony Jeselnik.
Oh, I saw that story.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he went on a bunch of podcasts to promote his special, which is great, by the
I
way.
love his special.
He went on Marin. He went on. Well, I think they went on Marin, but he went on a couple other ones. But anyway, the point is like just like I was saying earlier, there's a line between you're a producer or you're a comic. Now the line is, are you a podcaster or you're a comic? Because if you use your podcast to sell tickets, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But when your podcast persona is what your comedy is, and that's how you identify yourself, then yeah, you're a podcaster.
Yeah.
And it's like my goal in comedy is to be the best that I can be at comedy. This podcast thing is just I don't if it wasn't for the content that I got to put out, I wouldn't even do it.
Yeah.
Like when you're a pure comedian, that's what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, you're a content creator or you're a podcaster, and pick your lane. And I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So you mentioned Jeselnik. I watched that special day of. Very rarely do I like say, okay, I've got a laser focus on that special date, and I'm going to watch it on that date. And Jeselnik's I did because of course I got lured by the promo, but I've also always loved Jeselnik.
Yeah.
And I was happy. I mean, it wasn't. I don't think it's his strongest.
I don't think so
but
either.
you know,
Dustin Purrs, I like.
It's still true to how he performs comedy
Mm-hmm.
and his writing and just I love the economy of words
Yes.
for him.
Yes. The pauses.
Good Lord. My God, just so brilliant, so brilliant.
I like Anthony a lot.
And he had a little kind of his own little viral moment. Something from a podcast clip came out where he, I think it was around that time where Hinchcliffe, now coming back to Hinchcliffe and his whole, pile of garbage comment that got him in trouble. But apparently helped win the Trump vote.
I mean, he'll be fine no matter what.
Yeah.
That's not a.
Yes.
This is. But people were like, "Oh, who's this speaker?"
Let's
like, no,
cancel him. Yeah, we've tried that before.
no,
He's
it's not
cancelable.
You can't. He loves it.
He loves
Tony loves
Absolutely
it. It's
loves
part of his personality. He loves. Like
Yeah.
he walks on stage with his arms like he's like, "Come on, give me some shit. Give me some
Yeah.
shit." That's what he does.
Yeah, yeah.
That's exactly who
Yeah.
he is. And if you meet him in person, he's exactly like that. So no surprise unless you didn't know him.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I wish I could exactly remember how he phrased it, but Jeselnik made a comment about what Hinchcliffe had said that said, I don't know. Do you remember this clip? It had something to the effect of like, your comedy doesn't need to be mean to people, but it can still be mean and funny. Something to that effect.
I don't remember that quote, though.
Yeah, damn it. I just butchered it. But I really liked how Jeselnik kind of put that out there. And of course, during his special, I loved how he said he thinks Joe Rogan's comedy is bad. Even though he's friends with him, which of course, they're comedy store compadres.
Yeah. How was your Moon Tower this year?
My Moon Tower, boy, a blur.
A bore?
A blur.
Oh, blur. I thought you said
Yeah,
bore.
no.
Goddamn.
No, it
Wait
was
till Lisa
a
hears
blur.
this. Lisa Brass,
No,
ladies and gentlemen.
it's not a bore. It was a blur.
Okay.
Some of the highlights were I got myself invited to the one of the little like comedy events thing that was invite only. I thought that was pretty cool.
How was that? I didn't get the
That's
invite,
pretty
so
fun.
how was
Yeah.
that?
It was fine. It was.
But what
fine.
was it? Was it like a meet and greet? Was it like a
No,
industry
it was like
meetup?
little drinks and happy hour kind of thing. Not happy hour because it was after the fest. You know where they usually have the Antones above the upstairs. So it was at a nearby hotel upstairs. Beautiful view, whatever. Food, drinks, photographers.
Who'd you talk to?
Lisa was there. A bunch of the Austin comics were there. Todd Barry. I remember talking to him a little bit. That's all I can remember. Again, a blur.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't. Trying to think that I went to see Andrew Schultz, the Life Store at the arena, but it's weird because I don't. Now when I go to festivals, and I went to Skank Fest again in Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't even like for people to know that I'm a comedian now. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I feel like it puts a slant on the interaction
Interesting.
that I don't like. It's like, okay, so for example, this happened, I did an open mic on the east side, and then we walked over to a bar. It was me, Gabe, and maybe a couple other people, and then we're just talking to these two dudes. And then we had a great conversation with them. It was funny, and nobody said anything. And at one point, fucking James Kerrigan, I love James. But James Kerrigan goes,
always stirring shit
yeah,
up.
we're comedians. We just came from an open mic. And I'm like, fuck, what did you have to say that? Because now, is someone?
That's Mookie the kitty. He's bringing a toy.
Okay. And so as soon as he says that, now those two dudes are like, oh, I always wanted to do comedy and I have paragraphs. And what is it like to him? I'm like, no, we were talking about something so more interesting than this shit. Now we're going to ask this question about comedy and then who's funny and who's not, that we've been to the mothership. I'm like, no, I don't want to hear this shit.
Yeah.
This is not interesting. So at Moon Tower, I'm upstairs at Antone's and I'm talking to these guys and we're just talking comedy. Like there's no... And then at one point, someone walked up and goes... oh yeah, Beck, I saw you on stage. And then one guy goes, oh, you're a comic? And I'm like, shit. And the guy was like the owner of one of the clubs in Houston or something. And as soon as I said, Well, yeah, he said so. His facial expression totally changed. So now he's like, oh, so this motherfucker's going to ask me for stage time. And I'm like, damn it, that's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we were having a good conversation. So when I go to Skankfest or Moon Tower, and I'm hanging out, like usually, you've seen me, go to take pictures with
Yeah.
comics and all. I didn't even do it this year. I didn't feel like it because it felt like now I'm schmoozing with people who are, 10 times better than me, but I'm like, it feels like I'm asking something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get something out of it just by being around that. And I'm not. I'm just hanging out.
Yeah.
So, at Skankfest, and I went by myself in Vegas. And so last year I told you I had dinner with Yamanika Saunders and, hung out with a bunch. I ended up in the comics, like green room and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But this year I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go to the shows. I'll say hi to people when I see them. But I'm not trying to like hang out kind of thing. So I did a lot of Vegas stuff. I saw Wu-Tang, which was great.
Wow.
Yeah, I went to the strip clubs 3 nights in a row. But it was because I was hanging with like.
Sure. Go ahead. What?
Do you want to know the story?
No.
They were friends from Austin, and they run strip clubs here, and they were in town. And they're like, "Back, come on, we got marketing money
Oh
to
my
spend."
gosh,
and I'm
so
like,
funny.
"God damn it, I got to keep up with your ass." But anyway, but that's the thing. Like, it's I don't like that that vibe that like now it's transactional because I'm a comedian and you're a comedian. So now you're gonna ask me, you expect me to go, oh,
Yeah.
put me on your show, or you saw what I've been doing. You're like, oh, so you gotta put me
Yeah.
on your show, or it's the I know it changes dynamic,
Yeah.
and I like to. I want people to get to know me for me,
Yeah.
not because I'm a comedian or because I do this because or I know so and so. Does that negate everything I'm doing? I don't
No,
know.
but as I'm listening to you talk, I come at it from the other side where, like I feel like the outsider because I have for a long time I'm not a performer
Right.
and I feel like the outsider. And I'll tell you that attending Moon Tower and actually that event, I've never felt more like an outsider because I felt like, well, the comics, they're hanging out, they're celebrating these moments of getting on Moon Tower, and who am I? I'm just somebody who kind of cheers them on and writes about them, and
Right.
I'm not on their level. So it's so fascinating that you and I are having like this the different sides of the fence, and we're both angst filled about
Yeah.
where we come at this from.
I'm an uncomfortable insider. You're an uncomfortable outsider.
Yes.
And okay, let me ask you this. Do people come up to you and go, hey, you're the Comedy Wham girl. How you doing? My name is so-and-so.
Sometimes.
Does that happen like at
Sometimes,
festivals?
yeah.
Okay, that's good. And you get a little,
Oh, I
yes,
love
that's
it.
right.
Yeah, I love that.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Of course. I mean, I do too.
Yeah.
And the thing is, sometimes it's people that have never seen me on stage.
Yeah.
They never see me on stage. They still come up and go, hey, back, good to see you, blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, cool, appreciate it.
But you know what, too? As now that I feel a little bit more comfortable, thank you, improv, saying that, no, I do have actually this performative side to me that I'm really excited about. It's making stand-up fun. It's like, oh, so I am a performer, but if I'm talking to somebody that's, if we're talking having a conversation with a national level comic, I mean, they've gone through this journey. They know where they're at. They know that they're hot shit.
Right.
Why should I feel uncomfortable about myself because I'm talking to them?
Yeah, but what are you talking about? That's the difference. Because for example, like
Yeah.
I ended up in Corinne Fisher was in town.
Yeah.
And I've known her since like 2017 when she came to Moon Tower.
Yeah.
And every time I see her, like, not that we kick it, but, talk, whatever.
Yeah.
And I end up in a green room and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I got nothing to talk about with you. Because because when I met you, I was a fan.
Yeah.
and we're just shooting the shit, not like deep
But aren't
conversation.
you
or
still
anything.
a fan?
No, I am, but now that because she was like, oh, are you what's your home comedy club? I'm like, I just go perform wherever I'm booked. You know what I mean? So now the dynamic is a little different.
No, it sounds like the dynamic is different in your head, not in hers or the other
but
person. Yeah,
that's fine. But I feel like maybe it's me.
it's 100% you.
No, it is. It is because now I feel uncomfortable because anything that comes out of my mouth might sound like I have an agenda.
Yeah.
And I don't have agendas when I talk to people.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
I don't. I just talk.
And this goes back to we talked about this last year where like I was like saying, Bach, you're always taking these cool pictures with these people and how I've just like, I'm always really nervous to do that. And he's like, just ask them. Make it come from a place of, genuine appreciation or love or whatever. Mm-hmm. And, they'll take the picture with you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same deal as, as long as you're genuine and you're like present in the conversation with them.
Oh, I mean, I know I can still.
Hopefully that takes away from, they're not going to feel like you have an agenda and you just need to shut that part of your brain off.
That's what it is. Cause it's kind of a, what's the syndrome? Imposter syndrome. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, wait, I got to watch what I say or I got to. And I'm not being creepy or weird about it at all.
Yeah.
Because
you've had relationships with a lot of these people for years
exactly.
now. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So just when you walk out the door of your house, just say, okay, I'm turning that part of my brain off and I'm just going to go enjoy the fact that I get to have conversations with these cool people.
Yeah. I'll be back. But what's your big story of the year?
My big story of the year, man, that's really tough to answer because I feel like 23 was like the year where everything was like, oh my God, Rogan's Club is now open and everybody's trying to figure out their role. And I feel like 2024 was like the year that things just kind of started settling in, that people figured out. Okay,
have you gone yet? Because you hadn't gone last year.
You still haven't
gone yet?
No.
Wow.
No.
You got to go once.
I know. I do need to go.
You can shit on it later, but you got to go once.
Oh, I have no question that I'm going to have a good experience there because what I've heard is it's just really well designed and
I haven't gone this year. I didn't go this year, to be honest. I didn't even try to open mic. I've gotten so picky, and I think we talked about that last year. Like I've gotten really picky about open mics I go to.
Yeah.
Like I have my 2 or 3 the one that's I don't know if I should give it away because it's kind of. No, I'm not gonna give it away. I'm not gonna give it away. Shout out if you know the Wednesday open mic that I'm talking about, then.
Okay.
I'll just leave it.
And there are a lot of open mics on Wednesday.
No,
so.
This one is it's hard to build a community around an open mic where people who go there stay. Everybody stays, and then they actually enjoy. Like they'll sit front row.
Yeah.
And they'll bring their wives, they bring their girlfriend, and I love that.
Yeah.
And that one, that's my every Wednesday. That's where I'm at. I try not to miss it unless I'm traveling or whatever. But otherwise, that's my go-to every week.
Yeah.
But because otherwise, like I did one a few months ago. It was like 10 minutes, but you're standing there and no one gives a shit. It's like, yeah, you get 10 minutes, but they're all talking. Like, what the fuck am I going to do? I might as well do like Trump and just play music and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
So it's been fun.
Yeah.
I am getting more shows, which is great. I'm really excited about that.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
very good.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think my probably big news is, I mean, Cap City back again with the FPIA, Liz winning. That was kind of cool to watch, and I had an insider's perspective on watching it because I was, for the first time ever, I was invited to judge a round.
You?
Yeah. So
How was that?
Huge. It was so nerve-wracking. I'm not sure I'd want to do it
Does it
again.
work? Really?
Yes.
What's the format? Because I told you I did it twice, but what's the format now?
So the format is all prelims are audience votes, and then it's the semis. I think this year they I don't know if they went quarters, semis, finals. I think they dropped something, so it's all semis. And I judged the semifinals round, and the round that I judged, Liz was a semifinalist. And there was much debate amongst the judges about advancing her. And ultimately we advanced her. And I would say that it's kind of like the kid who gets in trouble and realizes they kind of coasted in, snuck in. They're like, I better clean my shit up. Because her finals set, fire. Well deserved. She got her shit together between the semis and the finals round to put on an event-winning performance. Whereas the semis, it was kind of like, I don't know, not as tight, not, but, ultimately we advanced her.
You had the criteria? Was it? It was like delivery.
Performance, yeah, delivery, content, originality, and stage presence. I think they recommended 3 categories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was there a joke of the night too?
No.
They don't do that no more?
No, they don't do that anymore.
That was
It's
fun,
kind
though.
of a bummer.
Yeah, that was great,
gives
'cause at
a
least you win
chance-
that.
Yeah. And
Even if you don't advance, you get that one.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
shout out to
funny.
Liz.
Yeah. And she's the first
Can you say it?
winner of an FPIA contest who has not refused, not declined, just vanished into thin air when it comes to doing an interview for my podcast. Because I've talked to the winners for years now. So, kind of bummed about that.
Wait, how come?
Don't know? Can't.
Is it a thorn in your?
Yes, because
I can tell.
every year I have talked to a winner.
I am Valerie Lopez.
But
bitches.
I'm not a mothership person. I love Creek, but I'm not a big Creek person.
Yeah.
So I'm not in
That
the circle of people that she sees regularly that I can kind of give her a hard time and say, hey, look, you're breaking my streak here. And
shit.
That pisses me off.
I mean, I don't know her like that, so I can't even put
Yeah.
a word in or anything.
Yeah,
so,
I know. So I was kind of bummed.
Ugh.
I've been hanging on to that bummed state of mind.
well, it's always next year.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think she's the type that blows up and forget where she come from, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know her. I hope she's not.
Yeah.
But when you walk around with that mothership, approval on your back, it's like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm somebody, bitches.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah. But something new that I also tried that my co-host for this thing probably is mad that 50 minutes in I haven't mentioned this. That empty nest thing, Ellis H and I did kind of a 10
Yes.
class
Yes, I
podcast.
saw that. Okay, break that down for me because I love Ellis. Ellis is a freaking
Fucking nightmare.
weirdo. I love the guy. The guy, I mean, he's a nerd like me. And I remember I had him on my podcast a couple years ago, and we talked about anime for 2 hours, which is my shit. And I was teaching him some stuff about anime and Japanese. The guy's great. Like I don't think he's not just a comedian. He's one of those guys that you could probably do improv. You can act. You can do a lot of
can act,
things.
for sure,
And I'm
yeah.
like, yeah. And when did I see him last? Maybe a couple months ago at the Aviator show. But yeah, the man's good. I like Ellis a lot.
Yeah. So we had a really fun. I had him on the podcast, and we just had such a fun rapport. And I knew that I, was going to have free time. Stupid me. After taking the kid to college, and so we decided, hey, let's come up with like a 10-part comedy class, and it's called Kaka Pipi. It's so stupid, but by the
KKPP?
yeah. By the time you get to the 10th episode, you understand why we called it that.
Shit and piss?
Yes.
Okay.
But it sounds funnier when you say Kaka Pipi.
Wait, KKPP
Yeah.
is funny, but
Yeah.
shit and piss is gross.
Yeah. So but
The French always makes it so much better.
Yes.
KKPP is enfin! KKPP.
yeah. So it was fun to put together, and it's kind of nice to have kind of like that thing that stands on its own, and it'll live for a while. I think it's pretty timeless. The concepts of the 10 things you need to know about starting in stand-up.
Have you got some feedback from it? No pun.
Some, not.
Sorry. I mean, I'll walk into those things.
Yeah, some. I mean, I've had people that say, "Oh, that really enjoyed that," but I think that it's going to be over time. People are gonna.
I like that. Like, here's the thing. Like, you got so many. I call them kids because they're kids. I mean, I'm twice their age, so they're kids to me.
Exactly.
And that get into the comedy world, and they just get in it just to get in it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have zero personality. People think I'm funny, so I'm going there and then tell
Yeah.
jokes. And then, like, no, man, it's not as easy as you think it is.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
be funny at work. You can be funny with your family and your dog. But get on stage, see what happens.
Yeah.
You know how many people I run into that go, I have paragraphs. I'm like, it's okay. See how this paragraphs. So I got to tell the story real quick. One of my friends, I hadn't seen him in a long time. I saw him at a wedding, and I told him I was doing comedy, and he goes, yeah, man, I got paragraphs. I'm like, all right, cool. Then come to an open mic, see what happens. And he came to kick butt, and he shows up with a laptop. He shows up.
Oh my
He
God.
sits in the corner on his laptop, and he's using, he's doing like, autocorrect, and he's like changing his spelling on words on the Word document. And he goes, when do I get up? I'm like, probably last, dude. There's probably not going to be anybody. It's your first time. Nobody knows your ass. And the kick butt open mic is reordered. Shout out to Sawyer and and Ashley. Like, he's going, nobody gonna see you. And then and you was like, oh, you sure? I'm like, yeah, man, that's what it was for me. My first open mic was here. I went like second to last, and I haven't seen him since.
You should have listened to our podcast. You
Yes.
would have realized that's how it works.
So all that to say, when you give people the advice and you give people like here's of course, get on stage, get stage time, be funny, right? It's a process like anything else. You jump in there and you think you got it, and I'll tell you what, there's some professional comics who's selling out who still don't got
still
it.
don't get it.
Still don't get
Yeah.
it. People who come from the Twitch world or from the Instagram world, the TikTok, and jump in it, they don't got it. So what makes you think that you got it and you started last Monday?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there was a guy like that I met at Creek. He's like, I'm gonna be on Rogan. And what'd you start? Last Monday. I'm like, yo, everybody meet last Monday. my boy last Monday. So I did a show. It was Rochelle McConico. So she did a show at Cold Town, and she mixed up quote unquote more seasoned comics, like 4+, 5+, and just fresh ones. And so we all had to go up. We did about 7-8 minutes, and after that, we had to give advice to all the new ones. And
I secretly want to do that show.
you want to do her show, or you want to produce
I
that
want to
show?
do her show.
Oh, it's
I want to be
great.
invited to do.
It's fun, and like my advice to was, what did I say? Yes, you gotta stay a comedy fan. You have, I mean, some people think that they're tough shit and they just didn't know it all because they listen to podcasts a lot. And I'm like, yo, if you think podcasts is stand up, you got it fucked up, man. That's not what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, go to shows. You'd be surprised how much inspiration you get by sitting in the audience and watching somebody. I saw Bill Bellamy last night.
Whoa.
I'd never seen Bill Bellamy on stage.
Wow.
I fell asleep, but that's not the point.
Oh, no.
I was tired. I told you I'm tired. It was towards the end, but I was literally like, I was in the back of the room at Cap City, but I'm like, you see someone like Jordan Jay. You know who that is?
I know who that is. I haven't seen them.
He featured. The man's 4 years in.
Wow.
And he features for Bill Bellamy.
Holy shit.
Bill Bellamy had a host, and then Jordan goes up, and then Bill Bellamy. And I'm like, here's a kid who gets it. And he gets up there and fucking kills. And I watch him, and I saw him afterwards. I was like, hey, Jay, that was dope. He's like, yeah, man, I mean, I'm still a student. I'm still, figuring this shit out. And you're 4 years in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, stay a fan. Go to shows. Be inspired. And I said this last time, like, I go to shows now, and then I see something, and it makes me think of something about my own act. I step outside. I don't do it right there. I go to the bathroom, and I take a note, and I come back in.
Oh, wow, smart.
Yes,
Smart move.
and between the festivals, Skankfest, Moon Tower, and just going to shows, it's like you got to be out there.
Yeah,
Don't think that it's just your craft. It's like, yeah, but you got to support others. One,
Yeah.
and second, you'll get some. I mean, don't copy them, motherfucker, but
Yeah.
just get inspired. That's all.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that show is awesome. Shout out to Rochelle.
yeah, yeah. Okay, let's wrap things up by
Already?
talking about what we want to do in 2025. What are our
Oh
challenges?
shit! You gonna hold me to it again?
I made a huge commitment for Moon Tower this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know where I live. I know you live far from downtown too. I have booked my hotel to stay in downtown Austin
Really?
for the club weekend. Fuck this driving home late at night and
Good
being
call.
dog tired. So
Good call.
I'm doing
I might-
Moon Tower differently.
Well, I got to work, so we'll see.
Well, I figure I'm just going to work during the daytime from
Yeah.
the hotel.
That's a good idea. I mean, the lineup looks great.
Yeah.
Looks great. Brad Williams, Tiffany Haddish, Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz.
Yes,
That's
I've never
huge.
seen Joey live.
Yeah.
So I look forward to that, and even like all the other ones. But, like Cypher Sounds coming back. I saw who else did I see on there? I forget. Anyway, even the locals, like I know Dean Stanfield will be up there, Andrew Wagner, Andrew Murphy. Like I like to see those guys up there
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
look forward to that.
Yeah.
I already bought my badge, so
Yeah. Well, I got to apply for my press badge.
let's see. Wait, so what's your 2025 then?
Well, I'm just going to see where this improv thing takes
Uh-huh.
me and maybe put on some different types of shows, maybe get more into that. I have been noodling on an idea that is Comedy Wham. Comedy Wham does a fundraiser
For what?
giving back to
Austin
comics.
Pets Alive? Oh, never
No,
mind.
no, I'm not.
They have enough money. Like how
I
so?
don't know. Doing a fundraiser to maybe do basically scholarships to help pay for somebody who wants to take a stand-up class or an improv class at the theaters. Maybe a badge to a festival so that they can basically attend continuing education.
All
So
right.
that kind of idea, but I've not put it out in the ether at all.
You
It's
just
just
did.
something I know. It's
You
something
just
I'm
did.
thinking.
You just jinxed yourself. You
Yeah,
should
I
shut
know.
the fuck up
I
and
know.
do it. Now everybody be like, so what's up with that fundraiser, Valerie?
Yeah, I know. I think that's and maybe this is the year where I'm like, yeah, I'll go to Skankfest.
They're moving New Orleans.
Oh shit.
Shit is correct. Oh, shit is correct. 3 years in Vegas. NOLA is next, which is great.
Yeah.
I love New Orleans, but
Some beignets.
I'm more like beads and titties. No, I'm kidding. It's the wrong time of year. No, I mean I think that's where it's moving.
Yeah, okay.
So look forward to that. Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you around.
I know.
I will show you around. It's worth it. It is worth it.
Yeah.
Let's see. For me, 2025. Well, I have a confession to make. First of all,
Okay.
don't perk up like that.
Okay.
Well, you mentioned at the top of the show the hiatus for the podcast, and yes, I haven't recorded any podcast. Actually, no, I did one. It's not even out yet. I don't know why the fuck I haven't. It was from Feedback Day. Oh, Tracy Schultz came to Pershing before my record play, my party, my day, and we recorded, and I still haven't put it out. And don't ask me why the hell it's not. I'm gonna wait till next
funny.
year on June 15th. Like, guess what? I got a podcast for you. But it was interesting because Tracy.
Of course.
Tracy goes. I'm like, look, so this is Feedback Day, so this is kind of you interviewing me because I don't really have an episode where someone interviews me. Well, I've had people, my friends, kind of talk shit about me on my podcast, but
Well,
I'm like,
I interview you.
well, yeah,
Oh,
no,
your podcast. Got it.
yeah,
Got
on
it,
my
got it.
podcast,
Yeah,
right?
Okay.
And so I wanted to have that on record.
Yeah.
And then Tracy goes, well, he started asking me a question, and then every question he asks he answers it with his own life story.
Oh, I know. Tracy's the worst.
And then he goes, no, hold on. And then
No,
he
I
goes,
love Tracy.
I don't like to talk about myself because I don't know why I would. I'm like,
That's
it's
so
feedback
Tracy.
day, motherfucker. You
So
talk about.
Tracy. That is so Tracy.
And every once in a while, he would ask something, answer his own question with his own life story, and then be like, so by the way, yes, I am doing a record play, and I moved here from Austin 26 years ago, and I have to find my own segues to talk about my own shit on my own show. It's just funny. So anyway, point is, I think I'm going to put it out like first. I'm going to wait till June 15th.
Do it on April Fools.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. But so I last time I said I didn't know what the next iteration of the podcast is going to
Yeah.
be. I still don't freaking know. I might end up just doing me myself. I'm gonna try to do that because I feel like. Have you seen the stories that I put on Instagram?
No.
Okay, so I do this thing now. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and it's so much fun. When I'm out and about, I just write what I see.
Okay.
And I make comments
Okay.
on what I see. So it could be, what was the one? I see something on the dance floor and I just write about it as a story.
Okay.
So now I have about, I think like 400 of them.
Holy cow.
It's just like, and this is my way of kind of exercising my muscle. Like on the spot.
Yeah.
Because I don't really like think it through. It just pops in my head. And then I just say it. So like, oh, just saw a white girl swag surf. They were just bumping butts. How do you fist bump off beat? And and it's like storytelling in real time.
Yeah.
It's like front rows at shows should be reserved for true fans. Casual, stay in the back and talk all you want. Who's with me? If the DJ is that good, you shouldn't have to watch him or her. Just listen. So it's just like comments that I make as I'm out and about, and I always hashtag my feedback, and I love doing that.
That's awesome.
I don't like to be out because I'm old, but
Shut up.
I don't. But this is like my joy, and I get a lot of response from it. I get a lot of like, oh my god, that's so funny. It could be. Did you remember? Did you watch Adult Swim?
Some.
Remember Adult Swim before the shows that it was just black screen
Yeah.
and then just a comment.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's the same kind of thing, but it's things that I witness in real time. So I did a lot of when I was on. Every time I'm out and about, that's what I do.
That's funny.
And I have I have hundreds of them now.
Wow.
And it's all on my profile. I have volume 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool.
I love doing that shit.
Everybody go check that out.
Oh,
Check that out.
yes, I'm gonna do more of that. That's the only reason why I go out now. Not to be around a bunch of kids, not to get drunk,
your
not
stories.
to. It's just I'm gonna do my IG stories, hashtag my feedback, and yeah, I love that shit. I love that shit. So 2025 for me. I hope that I can keep producing my comedy show because I want to get more into hosting. Here's the thing. I'm sorry I'm dragging. But between last time we talked and today, I've gotten way more comfortable on stage talking to people. I don't feel like I'm telling jokes anymore. I feel like I'm talking to them.
That's
And
huge.
and so I know my jokes, but I adjust my set based on the response I get from the audience. So there's not even an order anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like I can go into my woohoo thing or my kid or into my name or whatever, or black, and all that other stuff. And it's always, not always, but I make it so that it's a response I get, right? And then that gets me into this joke. It might not be the full joke. It could be just 30 seconds of it, but just the main points.
Cool.
And which is a pretty, I mean, it's a pretty big milestone for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, it's like, and you know me, I love a good conversation, and it's something that I do anyway, and I want to recreate that feeling on stage. I did a Buda this past Monday, and I don't know if you ever gone to Nate's. So the venue is right next to the train tracks. So the
Okay.
train goes by, and you get heckled by the train. and everybody knows it. Everybody knows the train is there. And then sometimes the train is 30 seconds. Sometimes the train is a minute and a half.
Hilarious.
So you have to say something. You have to you can't just shut up.
Yeah.
And so I was able to play around with that and make it more like a conversation about the fucking train.
Hilarious.
And so it's that kind of dynamic that I'm working on, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I can go. I'm trying to do more stories too. I have a story about my reggae cruise that I just did it twice at an open mic, and it did well. I'm like, I'm gonna try it tonight.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm getting more and more comfortable. I mean, I'm going at my pace. It's fine, but I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
So more
Cool.
of that 2025, and the hosting thing, record play is blowing up. So I'm really excited about that too.
That's cool.
I need that corporate money, guys. Talk to your HR.
I was gonna say we talked about going corporate with it last year.
So I was getting ready. Now I have everything I need. Back then I had to get a deck, I gotta get a trailer, I had to get all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Now I have everything I need. And now that I'm, let's face it, I'm an older statesman of Austin. It's weird. This is what's weird. Because now if I'm out and about and I'm writing my stories, I'm just chilling in the back. I'm not even I'm not trying to be in the rah-rah in the crowd and everything. But people come up to me, people that I know come up to me like, yo, Back, what's up, blah, blah, blah. And people look at me like, who's this? Who the hell is that? I'm like, you don't even know. I'm the Godfather. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But the point is, I've been lucky to meet incredible people, in the past 20-something years I've been here.
Yeah.
People doing great things in Austin in, whatever space, whether it's real estate, it's art, it's whatever. And over the past 6 months or so, it's like the universe is telling me, hey, reach out to these people because they're still here. And I have, and they're like, yo, how can we help you? Whatever you got going on, whether it's comedy or it's record play, yo, I'm glad you reached out, let us know. And then, because I paid it forward 10 years ago,
Yeah,
10, 15
yeah.
years ago. And now I'm like, all right, let's cash in.
Right.
Let's cash in.
Right.
Come on. I got this going on. Or I have a friend who's doing something dope. Maybe I can connect. That's where I'm at now.
Yeah.
The older statesman.
Nice.
Anyway, that was a long story long for you.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
You want me to keep going? Okay,
No. Before we wrap up.
In terms of
I
what?
don't know. I think we've covered everything. So
Yeah.
shall we call
Kids
it?
doing well. And
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good to know.
yeah, we're all alive. We're all out here. We're juggling as always.
Oh yeah.
But I hope this barbed wire thing,
Hope so
Fingers
too.
crossed.
Yeah.
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Me too. All right. Well, that is a wrap on Comedy Wham Presents. The
Wait, hold on.
Return-
We're not doing the
What?
question?
Oh, do you want to do the question?
I thought that was still a thing.
Well, it is, but this is, us recapping the year. But if you want to do the question, let's do the question.
No, look, I don't want to derail your
All right,
show.
no.
I don't know what you got.
I mean, we don't have anything else, really. I was going to wrap up. All right. So, Where Should We Begin by Esther Perel, the card game. All right, Bach. And Brent Gill educated me on this because I've been calling these questions. He says, no, they're prompts. And I'm like, okay, Brent. All right, so point to one. Okay, I will read this one to you after you read that one to me. Let's see where this goes.
I'm tempted to break my own rules when it comes to. Yes, that's a good one. Because you say you didn't cheat last year.
I know.
You didn't. Oh, that one time? Not
Tempted
even
to
that.
break my own rules when it comes to. Oh, God.
Here's a good one.
Yeah.
Let's cut the segment later, but I want to know.
I know.
I want to know.
Yeah. Boy, that's hard to you're going to have to, because I'm such a rule follower.
Yeah, me too, actually.
But I could tell you, I know how to argue my way into exceptions to the rules.
Okay.
So
You said there's
I'm
a certain.
often tempted, and if I really want to break the rule, I'm going to break the rule, and I'm going to justify why.
Well, think about creatively if you're trying to, like the show for the
Yeah.
New Year's.
Yeah.
So if everybody is doing it like a certain way and everybody's accepted that way creatively, how do you flip that on its head to bring something brand new?
Yeah.
That's something to think about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, hard one?
Hard
Mine is going to be worse. I'm sure mine is like, no, like, what did you have for lunch?
Oh, I think we may have already talked about this one. I'm my own worst enemy when.
Oh. I'm a perfectionist.
Preach.
I am a perfectionist. I lose hair over it. That's why I wear a hat. I'll be honest with everybody. And as much I do dope shit.
You do
People
dope shit.
people praise me for doing dope shit. People want to be associated with me because I do dope shit, and I know dope people. But there's always going to be that one little fucking thing that's like, oh, if I didn't, god damn it, it's not good to live in regret. I try not to, but it's yes, to a fault, and that's something that I gotta be like, yeah, it'll be what it will be. But especially when you're service, I was about to say service people, like that's not the right word. No, but when you do something for somebody else, I always try to go above and beyond. And if it's not right or it's not, it's received well, but there's always like that one thing. And this is just me. This is just me going, God damn it, I should have died. Why did I?
Yeah.
I wish I had a time machine and that's all this shit. There you go. I gave an answer. You didn't.
There we go.
Ha ha.
All right.
Happy 2025. I love the show. I fucking love the show.
I love having you back every year now. This is awesome. Okay, that is a wrap on Comedy Wham Presents Bach. Bach, tell us where we can find you on social media and promote all of your shit.
All right, I see. Well, the podcast is out. So, actually, you know what? Go back to the archive. There's a lot of good stuff in there. People that have blown up, you can go back and listen to them when I had them like way back. You can follow me at The Feedback, BAK on Instagram. And you can look at my stories, go to my profile, check out my volume 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of my hashtag my feedback. Record play live on Instagram. I have when does this come out?
This is going to come out hopefully January 1st.
Okay, so January 11th is volume 2. Comedy Nerds. We at Pershing again with a brand new lineup. I can give you some names. Howard Hall is going to be on there. Courtney, nice. Simply Courtney, nice. Katie Felton, who else? Josh Kabaza, a couple other folks. So it's a good time. And there's a trivia right after that. I do this thing at the show where I ask people to submit their song request, and that's what I play when they go up. When they go up. So and the comics don't know what it is. Like Ivy walked up to the Super Mario Brothers theme song, and she had to talk about it. But anyway, yeah, Comedy Nerds. She go to the either IG, you'll see the link, and then Record Play returns on. Here we go, February.
You did. Oh, you almost did it.
February. February.
You stuck the landing.
February.
You got it.
8th. Saturday, February 8th, at Pershing 2, and the theme is hip hop meets R&B. This will be a good one. People already bought the tickets like 2 months ago in their couch, so make sure you get yours. You go to recordplay.live/tickets to get those. K. Kelly will be back, so is Rudy. It'll be a great time, so follow me and everything. And then big shout out to Valerie Lopez in them streets.
Thank you. Follow Comedy Wham everywhere, and we'll see what I'm up to next. We hope you've enjoyed learning about how Bach got. You're
still struggling with this after all these years.
I know.
I'm the body part, not the composer. Get it right. God damn, Valerie. If I call you Valeri, how you like that?
Oh, I hate that. How that got to be the comedic genius you heard today just as much as I have. This has been Comedy Wham Presents Back. I'm Valerie, and that's been funny. Thank you, Doc.